Wagwan my breadcrumbs and welcome back to Duel Links. Now, I finally got 2 copies of Junk Synchron and 2 copies of Amadeus. So I thought I'm gonna take advantage of what grows in the graveyard, the ability of what grows in the graveyard, because it just works so well with Junk Synchron that people are speculating that it is going to get nerfed. People are speculating that because it's not working in the way it was designed, that it's going to get nerfed. But I'm going to enjoy it while it's in the game. But the deck I've built, the whole point of the deck is just get synchros on the field. I'm used to the X-Saber engine because I use that to climb up to Legend. And I like X-Sabers. Now, if I'm honest though, if I'm running 2 Bogart Knight, the thing is, the Bogart Knight are proxies for Trident Warrior. I would run 3 Trident Warrior and no Bogart Knights if I could. The thing is, it's a similar ability, except if you summon Bogart Knight, it can't be used for a synchro unless it's an X-Saber synchro. And we only run a 6-star X-Saber synchro, so we never use this guy for a synchro. So really, we want him to be 3 copies of Trident Warrior, because then he'll always be eligible for our 7-star synchro plays. I do want a 2nd copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon, but I just don't know what I would remove. I think if I was you guys, if you've got more back row removal, like Cyclone, any of the Cyclones, run them instead of Offerings to the Doomed. I'm only running Offerings to the Doomed because I've got no back row removal. Hun Li is my back row removal. So if you've got better back row removal, if you've got like Cyclones, run them, and then I would run a different 7-star synchro and not Hun Li. But then also Gigantes, if we can pull any more of these, I'm going to run this guy as well instead of Offerings to the Doomed, because when he's destroyed by battle, he's a heavy storm, and that's massive. That's again, I need 3 copies of Trident Warrior, 1 more copy of Gigantes, and and if I can be asked to go in for a box, an older box, and try and get like a Cosmic Cyclone or a Galaxy Cyclone, and then that's pretty much the deck. And then maybe I'll go for a 2nd copy of Junk Berserker, but get a 2nd copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon while I grind for a Junk Berserker. But I'm still grinding for gems. Like, this deck isn't finished yet. Not to worry. Obviously, a 3rd copy of Junk Synchron would go in. I'd probably do that in place of a Econ, because we do run Sphere Karibo, and I just think Sphere Karibo is a better Econ. So yeah, I'd probably, the moment I get a 3rd Junk Synchron, I might get rid of Econ for that, or maybe get rid of the 3rd copy of Dark Soul and only run Dark Soul at 2, because that wouldn't be too bad either, to run Dark Soul at 2. But look, that's the deck. I want to show you some of the replays. Like I say, I was only messing about with what grows in the graveyard, and I tell you, we're getting some sweet wins. We're actually getting some victories. I'm going to show you a couple of them. This one was like an OTK, like a really quick OTK, with the use of an Econ take, of course. But look, I like the X-Saber. I like the X-Saber engine, and I'm used to using it. So, and there's a lot of 3-stars in there, so that's why I'm going for it. And oh, look, Full Helm Knight is just a really good monster. Its ability makes it quite useful, and sometimes I will value the effect of Full Helm Knight over, say, and going into a synchro play. Alright, so yeah, I'm thinking he's opening weak, but no, he's got treacherous, so he's opening strong. And now it's the roles have reversed, and it's basically like I've opened with just one card. But like I don't know. Yeah, I think this guy's running heretics. Beat down heretics. Yeah. This guy beat down heretics. So he thinks at this point he's in a reasonably good position. I actually let this attack go through. I think, yeah. I let it go through without popping hallucinogenia. But can you see it? We've already won. We've already won. Can you see the play? I'll just let it play out for you. There we go. Full Helm Knight. Pop the effect. So I think Full Helm Knight is quite useful. And like I said, I chose to go for the victory rather than a synchro play. Because we could have went into Ancient Fairy Dragon and done it slowly, but fuck, why not just go for it? And yeah, we OTK him. Thanks for playing. So look, this deck has some potential. I'm sure people out there could build a lot more viable builds of it than I can. But it works. I haven't got all the cards that I'd love to put in, but for what it is, it works. And it's totally free to play for me. I haven't spent any money on any of the cards that we've got in the deck. And the ability, what grows in the graveyard, I don't really feel like I had to grind for that ability either. It was just like an ability I had. I didn't really think much about it. So yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty successful deck, and I haven't been running it very long, only since last night. But look, I think this is a vampire deck. This is what happens when vampires don't draw well. But he's going for a big boy play here. But if memory serves, he doesn't draw into Vampire Kingdom, which messes him up completely. So he goes for the Vampire Domain there because he wants to get out a Vampire's Grace. But ultimately, I think any Vampire player out there knows that the Kingdom is probably the more valuable card to be getting out, like early game. But he goes for Vampire Grace, and he doesn't pop the effect, which is another thing that I was confused about. I mean, probably a good play, really, on his part, because I would have just sent a Paleozoic. We pop Dark Soul, we get Full Helm Knight. We love Full Helm Knight. Always using this guy. Now, this is, to be fair, a lucky draw, but there was 3 cards in the deck that can do what this card is being used for. So we still had a good chance to draw it. So I'm going to go for the attack, thinking maybe one of them's the Vampire Trap, Vampire Takeover, but it's not, it's Econ. I risk it for a Chocolate Biscuit, and I'm putting Grace in defence, and then hitting it with Full Helm Knight, and he has no response. So I pop Full Helm Knight, bring back the other Bogart, and then go for the skull. And we completely take control of the game. We take him down to life points that will... He can only pop 1 vampire effect if he's lucky. He goes for Bandit. That's not going to help him. GG. GG. So, I do think, though, that if he'd gotten the field play spell out quick time, then I would have struggled to have gotten into the game. I've got one more for you, and then what the hell, we'll jump into some ranked. Alright, so we're going against Bastion. And I'm surprised to see a life boost A. ability. I always think, life boost, what could they be running? If you were running Bastion, I'd be running any of the Silent as whatever element you're running. Silent as water, or hot as fire, or whatever it is. Okay, so Bogart Knight, and then Dark Soul. That's always the play. Love that play. Now I'm thinking, do I set it or keep it in hand? I think I'll keep it in hand in case he's got something big for me. And Wall of D. So I decide what the hell. I'll get rid of it. I don't want to deal with 2 monsters on the field next turn. So I just go for the kill. And I don't think he summons anything at this point. No, he sets. So I'm going to have to go on the defensive here. I don't actually want to summon anything. We don't get to draw because of offerings. So I want to take it slow. So yeah, he's playing Aramage, and Aramage, it's one of those annoying decks that I like annoying decks. I like decks that have neat little combos in it, but I am sick of things like vampires, because it's like, yeah, all these combos are so nice and slick, but you can just keep going and going, and also spell books as well. It's just a constant, and it feels like I'm just watching someone else play. Anyway, so we're going to go into the Hun Lee play and try and take out the back row. It's an econ, he chains it, pops me into defence. And I think I go for the attack with Trident Warrior, but we're going to summon Gigantus as well. So I'm going to attack with Gigantus, get him away, and then attack the Setmon. But I was expecting this guy. We only take 100 damage. I'm not too worried. We obviously have to bring Full Helm Knight back with Dark Soul's ability, because why wouldn't we? It's Full Helm Knight. He pops Aramage Aroma Garden, so I'm like, okay, his deck's going to pop off now. And I'm a little bit worried, and also we haven't got anything to get over the Aramage Jasmine. But I've obviously got to flip this guy face up, so I go for the attack. I know that I'm going to take 100 to the face, but you know, I want to get it face up, so I can do things to it, like Hallucinogenia, or if I draw into an econ, I can pop it into attack. These are all the things I'm thinking. But then he goes for, I don't know why he summoned that in attack mode, because I'd have just tributed the one that was in attack mode. Like, that ends up being his, well, that's one of the mistakes he makes. It doesn't necessarily lead to his downfall, but it is a mistake he makes. I would have kept 2 of them in defence. I'm sure you can keep 2 in defence. Anyway, so we pop Hallucinogenia. I want that away as soon as possible. But I'm expecting more of these to be getting played soon. However, this guy is actually running a bit of a surprise for us. You'll see. I won't spoil it for you. So we go in. We get 17 damage, but obviously he'll get 1,000 back. And a draw, obviously. So he's got a pretty stacked hand. He can pretty much do whatever he wants to do. And I think this is when he does his big boy play. This is like the strategy his deck's built around. Cyberstein. That's why he's running life point boost. So he pays the $5,000 and brings out the Gatling Dragon. He only gets to kill 1. Now, this is the thing. This is his mistake. This was the mistake he's made. This is what's lost him the game here. If he'd killed Trident Warrior, that'd be fine. Because I'm pretty sure these back row are life points giving back row. So if he'd killed Trident Warrior, it'd be fine. But because he's killed Gigantus, well, you'll see, he's a heavy storm. He's a heavy storm when destroyed in battle. So, yeah, one of those was definitely a spell-absorbing life. So he has actually just lost himself the game by attacking into Gigantus. I could go into Synchro Shoken plays, but 600 damage, and it's over. But I thought his deck was pretty neat. You know, I liked it. I checked it out afterwards. He was also running a copy of Blistering Winds. It was a couple of strange choices, but I thought it was a interesting little deck. If I was running it, I'd probably run a few more heavy beating Arrow Mage cards, and I haven't got a Gatling Dragon, so I'm not going to bother running the deck, and I haven't got very many Arrow Mages. But look, this deck ain't too bad. We've got answers for stuff, so let's just jump into ranked and see if we can't do something. Hopefully I can do something special on camera for you guys. But yes, this is the deck, and I actually quite like it. It was initially just a slapdash throwing together of cards and proxies and stuff, and it's actually got some reasonable consistency. Here we go, we've got an Amadeus, turn 1. We've got an Amadeus for you, my boy. Go on. He can't summon. Alright, I'm guessing this is going to be a Blue Eyes deck. And if it is a Blue Eyes deck, do I want to do Amadeus right now? Because it'd be kind of handy to have 2 Mons on board for his turn. But we do have back row. I won't go Amadeus. You only live once, guys. You only live once. It doesn't look like he can chain anything, so maybe this was the right play. Are we getting a lag? I don't think he can chain anything. No, he's not chained. Nothing's chainable. Screw it, I'm going to set them both. Right. Yeah. Nothing's chainable. Bruv. Bruv. Can we go? Can we go, bruv? Can we go? Can we go, bruv? Let's go, let's go. Another set? Can he... That was the card he drew. Oh, have we just messed him up? Oh, he's salty. He's salty. He's salty. What a savage going into battle phase without a monster. I ain't even summoning. I'm just going to go for it. Whatever. 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 We just won that with 1 card. We just won that with just Junk Synchron. Oh, I'm going to check out his deck. Nice. 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 Oh, poor guy. I want to check his deck. See what he had. Well, what have we got? Draw Since Dark. I'm recovering from illness. That's why I might sound a bit bunged up, by the way. Alright. Axel, what's your deck? Oh, Dragoonities. So what? Did he have like... Did he just have 3 of these in hand? That in hand? A Treacherous? Ooh. I wonder if he'd had that set. Because if he'd had Treacherous set, then... Yeah. If he'd had that set, then he should have popped that when Junk Synchron summoned. But maybe that was the 3rd card he set. Oh, I feel for him actually. If I'd summoned a monster, he'd have survived. Although no, because I'd have summoned Bogart. Well, no, yeah, he'd have survived if I'd summoned a monster. Maybe he had this Shadow Impulse. Synchro monster you control is destroyed. Okay, well, that might have been it. He might have had that. It might have been that and that set, or maybe one of these is a bluff. But yeah, I mean, maybe he had a couple of cards of consonants, but no monsters. He couldn't have had any monsters to have played the way he did. So I feel for him, man. I feel for him. Bandit Keith. Oh joy! It looks like we're gonna play about. Is it gonna be vampires? No, it's not. I don't think so. Looks like it's a synchro deck. Ah! Yay! It's a wallet again. We're playing against another wallet. Yay! Yay! Wallet! Wallet! I activate free to play to summon. Free to play.
I summon Dark Verger.
Then I synchro summon. Not free to play. Only free to play if you're willing to grind and grind and grind and not have a life.
I synchro summon a monster.
But it's the principle of the matter. We're not paying for this shit. We set free to play. We enter battle phase. And I attack your wallet.
I'll attack with this. I'll attack with my monster. I ain't worried.
Alright.
I'll end my turn.
I don't know why I'm salty. I don't know why I'm salty. It's all part of the game. But I don't know. I keep running in. We're in Legend, so we're gonna keep playing wallets. That's what's gonna happen. But the thing is, we've got a pretty expensive deck. Like that was a pretty expensive opening hand that we had. But we are free to play. We are all about the free to play. Okay. Now, if he can't deal with one Amadeus, then he can't deal with two, and we win. But if one of them's a treacherous trap, I'll be so angry with myself. So I'm just going to attack. Oh. Oh. Alright, he can activate stuff now. Do I attack? Do I attack? I guess I don't have to yet. Why not? Why not wait till next turn? He's in a top deck sitch. Why not wait till next turn? Because... Ah! Oh, I wish I'd known what he had said. I wonder if he'd had a treacherous, and I'd summoned, then that game might have went a bit differently. But I don't know. Maybe I played around a treacherous. Who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know if one of those was a treacherous. Maybe it's best not to know. Maybe it's best not to know. Alright. Okay. We're coming up against Seto Kaiba. Seto Kaiba. Kaiba. Alright. Let's go. Alright. We went from drawing a pretty expensive opening hand to a pretty... Well, I suppose that is expensive. Well, he's a rare. That's a super that you can get 2 of in a box. Ultra super that you can get 1 of in a box. I don't know. I don't know how free to play this deck is really. It's just I haven't spent any money on it because I just choose to grind. But I do mindless grinding. I don't I'll just put things on auto duel while I'm like watching the telly or something. Get some grinding stuff out. So I can I'm trying to. There's a few cards I'm aiming for. Like I hate playing with Mai because I just don't have any good abilities with her yet. And it has to be said, I really want to grind for the trap card at level 25 that puts everything in defense. Because I have got an interesting little insect defense deck in the works, but I just haven't got the cards to make it good. But it's like a mother spider deck. But like I say, I just haven't got the stuff to make it worth building. Right now it's dreadful. But that trap from Mai would really be quite good. And then Curse of Anubis as well, if I can get hold of that. That's Odeon, I think. Alright, so that's going to be able to destroy a set card. Hopefully not Wall of D. Okay. He does go for Wall of D. I say let it go through. I think the likelihood is that he'll kill the Dark Soul this turn. Yeah. Diddle doo doo doo. Alright. Cool.
Don't think so. I activate my monster
Hopefully we get a good draw. What can you pop? There's that quick play Furhire's spell, isn't there? That I can't remember what it does. How do I play this? I think I set everything. We're going to try and kill this thing.
Here I go. Let's battle. You best get out of my way. My monster attacks.
Don't be a Wall of D.
Here's my face down card.
Alright.
My trap activates.
Remember, we couldn't have synchroed there, by the way. In case anyone was wondering why we didn't go into a synchro play, we can't, because we're not running the 7-star X-Saber synchro, because it's trash. And Bogart Knight can only be used for X-Saber synchros. This is why we would rather be running 3 Trident Warrior than 3 Bogart Knight. I mean, I'm pretty beat. I think this is going to be the last game of the video. Win or lose. Alright. He's only got 1 card in hand.
My turn. I draw.
So, ooh. Oh, well, it's obvious what the play is now.
I summon a
Now that we can go into Hun Lee, Hun Lee's the play. And we ain't flipping Bogart Knight yet. We want to get Hun Lee out first.
now. I synchro summon.
Alright, he's going to get such a card disadvantage, even though we haven't got anything in hand. We haven't got anything in hand, but we are going for the card advantage here. What can he pop?
You think that'll work
What?
on me?
Floodgate, okay, fine.
Down card.
That is fine.
Activates.
Can't win this turn.
You think
But we can put the pressure on. Graveyard, special summon it in defense.
I activate a quick play spell.
Okay,
Let's do this.
fine.
I special summon a monster.
Flip. Okay, we'll see if he activates anything. Because then if he can negate this, that means he goes down to no cards in hand. And I want him to be at 0 card advantage. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted him to do. Exactly what we wanted him to do. Because now we can go into offerings
My face down card.
safely.
I activate a quick play spell. I have friends,
And he scoops.
friends who believe in me.
I mean, what I was going to do, go into offerings and then just kill the other one in battle. Save the Paleozoic for next turn. And he would be in a top deck situation. Let's have a look at that deck one last time. It was originally called. I was trying to make a Lightning Warrior deck. I don't know. I'm gonna call this something hench. I don't know. Henchman. I don't know. It's hench. It's hench though. Hench Synchros. That's what we're calling it. Hench Synchros. Have I spelled synchro right? I don't know. Yeah, I have. I've spelt synchros right. Yeah, there you go. That's the deck. Right, so things that you could do. 3 Trident Warrior, not Bogart Knight. 3 Trident Warrior. 2 Gigantes. Personally, I think you shouldn't be running Offerings to the Doomed. I think you should be running back row removal. And if you've got back row removal, you don't have to run Hun Li. You can run another Junk Berserker or an Ancient Fairy Dragon if you've got it. And if you haven't got either, run Lightning Warrior. He's a 7-star synchro and he's a generic. So as with Junk Berserker, because you need to use Junk Synchron in order to summon this guy. Ancient Fairy Dragon is not specific, but this guy has a better attack than Ancient Fairy Dragon. But I value the defense points of Ancient Fairy Dragon and the effect of Ancient Fairy Dragon a lot more than Lightning Warrior. It has to be said, because right now a lot of the decks you're running into are decks that use field play spells. And I think when you get Ancient Fairy Dragon on the field, that's a 3,000 life point boost for you. It's a 3,000 defense on the field, and you're getting rid of one of your opponent's engine pieces in their field play spell. So I think Ancient Fairy Dragon is just far more valuable to have in the deck. But if I'm honest, I'd only run it as a one-off. I don't think... I mean, I was speculating before getting it. I was thinking maybe this would end up being like a staple in most decks because it is a 7-star generic synchro. But the attack points is what makes this not viable to go into unless you're wanting to pop its effect, or if you absolutely need a big defense on the board. But it's not... You're not... Because like all the other mons, you can go into synchro plays to make attacking moves. This isn't really going to be an attacking card. You're usually going to summon it in defense. You're usually summoning it to use its effect, pop a field play spell, or summon out a monster. I mean, I've never used its summoning effect, because its summoning effect means I can't attack that turn, and so unless I'm playing very defensively, and I won't be attacking that turn, then there's no need to pop the effect. I'm usually just using it. I've only ever used it to pop field play spells, but I think that's a very useful ability to have as something to go to. But I would think I would only run it as one. I want more than one copy, but I think I would only run it as one. But definitely 3 of Trident Warrior, and I'd get rid of Bogart Knight for Trident Warrior. A 3rd Junk Synchron for sure. Maybe get rid of a Dark Soul for that. Or maybe an Econ. Offerings, like I say, back row removal, get rid of Hun Li, put in another synchro of your choice. I'd definitely go for maybe... I'd probably put in Lightning Warrior for like another 7-star option. But again, it's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. However you like to play. However you like to play is the way you should play. But look, I would love an ability, a skill that gives you extra card slots in your extra deck. I think that is an ability I would be especially keen on, because I feel like synchro decks, in order for them to be viable, you need to have options. You need to be able to go into a variety of different things at any given moment. So we'll see. Hopefully, Konami will never watch this video, but if they do, Konami, please, I need a skill that just gives you two extra slots in your extra deck. Even just one, and I would make do. Like, I don't know, give us a skill where it's like you get one extra slot in your extra deck, and then release a skill where you get 2 extra slots in your extra deck, but you have to start with 3,000 life points or something. I don't know. Or, you know, I mean, look, 'cause I like the ability, the other ability where you get a Black Rose Dragon, and I would actually run that with this if you didn't get 2 copies of Copy Knight, which just makes any deck you use that skill with awful. But yeah, Konami, I need some more extra deck slots, man, and I would be fine if it was a skill. You know, it doesn't have to be a typical. You know, just increase the deck slots. It could quite easily just be a character skill that gets you extra deck slots under certain circumstances, or 2 specific synchros that aren't available aren't available by regular means that you can get as a skill. I don't know, but like something. I need more deck slots. I need 2 more. I need 2 more synchros to be able to go into stuff. I need options. Amadeus is too good to not be running at 2. If I had a third, I'd probably be running it at 3. If I had a third Junk Synchron, obviously, as well. But look, I actually think this is the most optimal way. I would run a third Junk Synchron. If I had a third Junk Synchron, I don't think I would run the third Amadeus. I think I would keep it at this. But yeah, look, please, I mean, if you like the deck, build the deck if you can. I mean, I know it's a bit expensive, but it's the cards I have. And I hope that you guys can throw something together with it as well. So, nice one. That's my deck. I hope you've enjoyed it. That's a deck with Stabio. Doodly doodly doo. See you in the next one. Peace.